What is up, everybody? This is Zacharias. We're back again with more of Avernum Escape from the Pit. We're now in the town of Formello, so let's continue. You enter the proud city of Formello, trading hub of all of northeastern Avernum. Even the constant warfare with the Nephilim can't entirely dim the buzz of activity going on all around you. You take a moment to listen to the haggling of the merchants and smell the giant lizards. For a moment, you can almost pretend that you're in one of the cities on the surface, except for the fact that everyone is deathly pale and always afraid. Oh, and by the way, the wisdom crystal, you gain XP from it, so let's see who has the lowest. Two, 8, 4. Let's give it to Beatrix then. Alright, everybody has leather pants, so we're just gonna put that in the junk bag. That's a helpful tip, although it does help to talk to everyone you can. You don't need to talk to like guards, warriors, stuff like that, because they won't have anything to really say to you anyway. A man sits at the table, hunched over a bowl of some sort of purple beverage. He mutters to himself quietly. What brings them to Golazar the Sage? He mutters. What indeed? What are you drinking? He sniffs at his drink. It's purple. You say you are a sage? I'm sort of a sage, but now I need a vacation. A long vacation. He drinks more of his purple syrup. A sage? How interesting. What were you studying? I was researching with Leith. We were asking Motrax about a magic spear. He may have found something out. Beats me. I was too busy being driven insane. He takes a deep swig from his bowl, realizes it's empty, and gets it refilled with more purple fluid. Magic spear? Tell me about it. It was called the Orb of Thralny. It could do remarkable things. Yes. Amazing. Or so people said. Leith is at the cave of Motrax, to the north. Ask him about it. If, of course, he is not already mad. So you're insane, huh? He rounds on you, a manic glow in his eyes. Yes! It was the spiders that made me like this. Not those spellcasting ones. Sure, they almost killed me, but they weren't the worst. No, 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 no. It was the friendly ones. Friendly ones. He seems to be becoming agitated. You back away. Yeah, let him be. Let him continue to get drunk then. A wiry man in black clothes is busy wiping down the counter. It's hard to see his face through his long black hair. Welcome to the Dark Pinnacle, he says. I'm Gad. What can I do you for? What can I get at this end? We sell drink and rooms for the night, and I hope you buy. Business has been unpredictable lately. I want a drink. Gad puts a bowl of thick purple brew in front of you. It's delicious, but you are scared to ask what's in it. As you drink, Gad whispers to you, and watch that guy over there. He keeps muttering about spiders. Let's go ahead and buy this because it's actually good for one instance, which I will show to you all here soon. Not going to worry about the rest of the stuff though. I like to rent a room. All taken, sorry to say. All by merchants waiting for roads to be a little safer before they begin the journey south. So yeah, that's pretty much the same for all the bars you find. All the rooms will be taken because it's a lot easier to rest up as opposed to the earlier versions of Avernum. But in the sequels, they do allow it again. But yeah, I'm an adventurer. Heard of any missions around here we could do? Well, no. Wait. Yes. I've been wanting to get my hands on some sugar. Some real, honest surface world sugar. I think some gets sent down through the portal sometimes. Bring me some and I'll pay you very well. Where could we possibly find sugar? Look in the storerooms of Fort Avernum. The special things sent down through the portal are often stored there, before distribution to, well, the needy or whoever, or the powerful and well-connected. The storerooms are locked, of course, but ingenious inventors such as yourselves should be able to get in. Wouldn't that be stealing? Of course it's stealing. You could try to find the sugar someplace else, but the stuff is very rare. Gad, barkeep of the Dark Pinnacle, waits to take your order. Look, I found a bag of sugar for you. You hand Gad the bag of sugar. Oh, marvelous, he says after tasting it. So rare, so delicious. I will be able to turn this into great wealth. The rich of Avernum will gladly take advantage of this luxury, and oh, will they pay well. Gad pays you a hefty pouch of silver for your services. Hope you didn't have to do anything immoral to get this stuff. He winks. Fortunately, that's one of the quests in the game that is not going to penalize your reputation, because we did get the sugar really easily. I don't remember if that was a quest in the original Avernum or Exile, and if so, I don't know or remember if it penalized you for stealing the sugar, but it doesn't in this one. I mean, honestly, considering the situation of all of our knights, he might actually be able to move fast being a bartender and maybe work at the cat. I don't know. These pens are used to store the merchant lizards of burden. Their caravans are pulled by giant, declawed, defanged reptiles. They're dumber than horses, and nastier, and slower, but Avernum has lots of lizards and no horses, so they make do. Avernite ingenuity. There's nothing like it. Alright, pick up an ale because that's a quest item. Invading Ogre. An ogre has been sighted in the tunnels northwest of Formello. These large, brutal humanoids cannot be allowed to gain a foothold in our lands. Even one can attract others. Track the creature down and drive it away. The victor will receive a bounty from Mayor Evelyn. Delivery, Mothrax. A leather satchel hangs from a corner of the job board. An unpleasant, meaty smell comes from it. An address label pinned to the front reads simply, Mothrax. Bounty, Rat Nest. Rats have been sighted in the tunnels beneath Formello. They have been spreading their filth and disease and nibbling at our limited supplies. Worse, they have shown great interest in sneaking into the great library and chewing up our precious tomes. Their nest is hidden somewhere under the city. Sage Miles will pay a bounty to whoever can eradicate the beast. The Deadly Crypt. There is an ancient crypt in the tunnels north of Formello. Those who enter it are sealed and never to leave. Those who chance leads to this nefarious necropolis are never heard from again. We must submit to chance, but we can act to improve our odds. Any who enter the crypt and learn how to escape can receive a reward for this knowledge from Mother Claudette. She will use this information to ensure that fewer pilgrims are ensnared. Okay, so we got a few jobs now we can do. You know what, this mate is actually helpful in one instance, so we're going to go ahead and hang on to it as well. So yeah, we have quite a bit of quest items, but eventually those will all disappear from our inventory. We'll put one in the junk bag since we only need one anyway. You see a rugged man with a short beard and long blonde hair. He wears heavy leather clothes, and his arms and legs bear a surprising variety of scars. "I'm Ken," he says while holding a lizard with a boot on his throat. "Watch out for these monsters." "Where'd you get all those scars?" Oh, these. I take care of the lizards. Feed them, look after them, try not to get eaten by them. He chuckles evilly. And butcher them. They don't seem to care for that. Why do you use lizards for meat? Well, there's not too much in the way of livestock down here. The above grounders sent down some cattle, which are good for milk, but the mushrooms turn the meat rancid. So we raise giant lizards. At least they aren't dragons. He looks down, notices that a giant lizard is chewing on his leg. He kicks it off. You want to raise dragons? Dragons? Not that good eating. Problem is, try to butcher them and they blow you up. Plus there's only 5 of them. Or at least 5 we've heard of. He stops talking in order to try to keep a lizard from killing him. 5 dragons? Where did you hear that? That's what someone told me after visiting Matrax. Matrax is an ancient dragon who lives in the caves to the north. If you talk to him, he might tell you more. I've never been up there, though. There's enough lizards right here for me. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. The lizards have banded together, trying to swarm them all at once. He grabs a cavewood staff and strides into them, shouting and delivering blows as he goes. You see a small woman with long, dark hair. She smiles sweetly at you. Welcome to my shop. I am Jen. We sell rations of all sorts to wandering adventurers. We manage despite the shortages. There is a shortage of food? Avernum is a hungry land. Mushrooms, lizards, and fish keep us alive, but these caves were not meant to support much life. We could do better if we were not constantly at war with the Nephilim. Anything I can do to help? In fact, yes, we have a great need for high-quality mushroom meal. I hear that they have a lot of it in the Great Cave. Bring it here and I'll give you a good price for it. These prices are expensive. Yes, well, with all the attacks, it's often difficult to keep up with the demand. There's enough food for the locals, you see, but not much more. Of course, if you can't afford our rations, there's Fort Dovno, a scant 40 miles to the south. They may be able to help you. She sends forth a smile of almost blinding sweetness. Okay, I'll buy some food. As promised, Jen's prices are exorbitant. Still paying what she asked beats starvation. I don't need anything else. Her smile loses nothing in intensity. Then I wish you safe travels. There is a portly man with short gray hair sitting behind the counter. When you enter, he is writing haphazard notes on a sheet of vellum. Your appearance in his shop has left him ecstatic. Welcome, welcome. I am Bernie, a scribe of some wisdom and repute, a seller of papers and invigorating potions. What are you doing? Just doing some inventory. I have all manner of potions and the like, which you may purchase. Also, if you would like, you can hear the chart. It's about the meaning of life. Tell me about the chart? He pulls out a sheet of paper and starts talking and writing. He describes and draws his life above, how he was thrown into Avernum, and what he has learned since he arrived, throwing in many opinions on life in general on the side. It is very interesting. It also makes no sense whatsoever. How'd you wind up in Avernum? He says with pride, I think I just said more truth than they were ready for up there. Bernie says, welcome, come for an invigorating brew, or perhaps some wisdom? I want to buy a potion. Bernie makes potions to awaken the nerves and invigorate the senses. Also, lichen tea. This is actually very handy if we need to buy elixirs, but it is pretty pricey right now for us. I want to buy a scroll. And yeah, same thing here. Bernie sells scrolls. It turns out that all of the things he writes are incomprehensible. I don't need anything. Not even wisdom? He looks disappointed. Come back whenever you want to hear more about the chart. Even though we already heard about the chart, right? Alright, there's a hammer and some pincers if you didn't already have them. A woman with graying hair lounges behind the counter, polishing some of her merchandise. Armor and weapons surround her. There is a crude painting of a man in armor on the wall behind her. At least, that's what you think it is. Welcome to Jasmine's Fine Arms, she says. Quality wares for quality warriors. What do you sell here? I sell fine armor and finer weapons. Also, I need some blades and other supplies if you have anything you're looking to unload. I want to buy some armor. Jasmine's goods are all used, but she has done a very good job of repairing and maintaining them. Some of this armor is older than she is. Oh, dang, I don't doubt it. I want to buy weapons. Jasmine's goods are all used, but she has done a very good job of repairing and maintaining them. Some of these blades date back to the first expedition. I don't need anything. Then thank you for stopping by. Jasmine sits behind the counter, putting an extra layer of polish on an iron breastplate. Who is the man in the painting? Ah, poor soul. His name is Minrick. We were sent into Avernum together. We were just too noisy for those twits up there. We helped build this town, then he died in a Nephilim raid. She pauses to wipe away a tear and take a long look at the painting. I can't spend all my time hating or lusting for revenge. So I took over the store, and here I am. Why were you sent to Avernum? Simple talk. Words the Empire didn't like. That is all it takes. Sometimes. That's a bummer. These are the barracks of the soldiers of Avernum. Soldiers tend to be envious and resentful of adventurers, and your reception when you enter is chilly. Conversations die out. They seem to wish you would leave. If we're not going to get any help here, might as well go, right? Oh, we're definitely not going to steal a church offering. There's a stack of scrolls on the altar, neatly arranged on a rack. The scrolls are made of vellum. They must have been smuggled down from the surface. You touch one of the scrolls with your finger, and it stings you as if you were stung by a bee. They must be magically protected. You can leave them alone. You see an old woman in white robes. She wears a small gold ank around her neck and radiates peace and calm. Welcome, my child, she says. Welcome to the Temple of the Speakers of Holy Chants. I am Mother Claudette. I provide a place of peace, refuge, and acceptance, and knowledge, if desired. We met someone named Caius. He told us to mention his name to you. Ah, yes. Caius was a wise acolyte and a good friend. I thank you for passing on his regards. I am glad to hear that he is well. Tell me about your temple. We are the Speakers of Holy Chants. We are the faith of miners and warriors and adventurers and explorers of Avernum. All who depend on the proper turn of fortune to survive and thrive. All who know that, despite our best efforts, all can be lost. Why is this such a good faith for Avernum? Because all of our lives depend on fortune now. One ill turn and we will all fade. Lost to starvation or Caesarica invasion. We must learn to accept our precarious fates. Do you pray to chance? She laughs. Pray? Of course not. Chance does not care what we say or what we hope for. We come to this temple simply to learn to accept all that is out of our control. Claudette says, the wheel of chance ever spins. I hope today it turns in your favor. What aid can you provide to a wandering adventurer? Alas, I am very busy. I can provide knowledge if you are in need, for a small donation. But other than that, running a church such as this is much work. Can you help us learn more pre-spells? Her faith lights up. Oh, you're wandering healers, wanderers of the faith. She sighs. I've been so busy running the church, helping the mayor, and curing what wounds I can. It would be wonderful if others had the skills to help in the struggle. She thinks. If you want, you could buy some spells for a modest donation. Is there anything you can't cure? There are some curses so powerful that I can't affect them. A dread curse is a powerful thing, vicious and hard to break. Though I have heard that there are those in the Tower of Magi, far to the south, who can remove such a curse. What would you be doing right now were it not for the wars and evil and such? I would be doing research, not on magic, on the history of priests in Avernum. It fascinates me. I wish that I could continue looking for information on the first priest down here. Perhaps I could help you. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? That would be wonderful. Before the war with the Nephilim started, I was going to go north and speak with the dragon Motrax. I had heard that he had a scroll describing one of the first priests here. Go there and recover it, and I would be appreciative. What has been happening in Formello of late? I have knowledge that might aid you. The mayor has been furious, almost insanely so, ever since Nephilim spy stole her necklace. Not an ordinary piece of jewelry, but an enchanted symbol of leadership. Since she lost it, she thinks of nothing but getting it back. In fact, if you ask her about it, you could get a job, if you want one. I would like to learn. Mother Claudette can teach you holy rituals of some power. For a donation, of course. You can purchase up to 2 levels of a spell here. Okay. So this is where we buy priest spells, but I want to buy mage spells first. So we're going to go right here. The mage sitting at the desk is surprisingly fit. He is young, just shy of middle age, and very tall. He has a nicely trimmed black beard. I am Sage Miles. Welcome, he says, to the great library of Formello. No withdrawals, no open flames. Spells can be purchased from me. And please, he looks at your dirty gear with great unease. Wash your hands before fingering the books. May I ask what you do? Well, I run this library, third best in the pit. The only superior libraries are in Patrick's Tower and the Tower of Magi, far to the south. Mages come here to do research and compare notes. Oh, and occasionally purchase a spell. I can't check anything out? Of course not. These books are too rare and valuable, and brigands are too common. None of our texts may pass through our door except by express permission of Mayor Evelyn. Buy a spell? You mean you'll teach us spells? Is that legal? No, definitely not. The teaching of magic to those not specifically permitted by the Empire is strictly forbidden. On the surface, this law is strictly enforced. Fortunately, they don't know what we're up to down here. Tell me about this library? His face brightens. Isn't it glorious? Over the years, many books have been smuggled down into Avernum. Magical tomes, fiction, instructional treatises. As you see, many of them have been gathered here. Magical tomes? Indeed. Few of those are here, sadly. Most are requisitioned by the Tower of Magi. I would like to purchase... Sage Miles watches you nervously as you explore the library. Please, be careful. Books are terribly rare down here. I would like to purchase a spell. Miles is a caretaker of the Formello library. He also can teach you a variety of the less powerful spells. You can purchase up to 2 levels of each spell here. Okay, I definitely wanted to get Icy Rain because that is an area effect spell. Haste enables the recipient to perform more actions in combat for a short time. Slows nearby enemies, causing them to occasionally miss a round in combat. Strikes all foes in a small area with a damaging rain of ice. A young mage putters around, straightening the books on the shelf. He carries a broom. What are you up to? Oh, learning things man was not meant to know. Plumbing the forbidden secrets of the unknown. Sweeping. I'd better go, before I get beaten. Man, apprenticeship must be very hard then. You enter Formello's training hall, where several adventurers and soldiers are exercising and practicing their skills. Occasionally, one has to dodge an errant flame, bolt, or arrow shot by another. When you enter, one of them nods to you in greeting. They instantly recognize a fellow spirit. A man in long silk robes putters around looking mysterious. A large hood hides his face. He seems to be trying to be all ominous and scary, but the effect really isn't coming together. I am Vermeers, he intones, teacher of wandering warriors. I can impart knowledge to the worthy. What's with the clothes? He chuckles in a supposedly sinister way. I train all those who come to me. For a price. How does one prove worth? Well, money is the best way. Giving it to me, I mean. I want to learn. Vermeers can teach you a variety of knowledge about warfare and the ways of the caves for a price. Okay, so we're gonna want to get cave lore. Cave lore for sure. Blade Master maybe, but not right now. I don't wish to take any lessons right now. Then I dismiss you. He swoops away, his cloak flowing dramatically behind him. Okay, so we do have a downstairs right there. There is a large natural underground spring here, pouring out of a huge crack in the rock surface. The spring is the lifeblood of this town and the surrounding area. Iron bars have been placed blocking off the spring so that nobody can tinker with the source. This is the statue of a tall, armored woman. Looking closely, you can see that she is making a slight swaying motion. Hey, you look interesting. What do you do? I talk to those that I am supposed to talk to. Then it is silent. Alright, we're definitely going to go in the main building here in a moment, but let's go ahead and explore the outside right here just for consistency. You do want to talk to all the people in town that you can, just to get a little bit more backstory on Avernum, but also so you don't miss training, stuff like that. A fidgety woman in a lovely blue dress sits in this gilt cavewood throne. She flips rapidly through the papers on the table next to her. She wears a sash of office made of silk. The cloth must have been brought down from the surface. The moment she sees you, she jumps to her feet. A traveling adventurer, yes? Recently arrived from the surface? With effort, she calms herself and sits back down. I am Mayor Evelyn of Formello. I have sent word out to lands that I am in the business of hiring adventurers. I am glad you have responded. What can you tell me of Formello? It is glorious, is it not? Largest city in northern Avernum. Center of culture and trade. She seems impatient, doubtless eager to return to work. Culture? Be sure to visit our library. It has books. Trade? We are on a major caravan route. Iron and crystals from Fort Draco pass through here to the south. Finished goods come up in return. You return to the mayor's office. Her sash hangs brightly around her neck. What else do you wish to know? I have much to attend to. How may I be of assistance to you? A month ago, my gold necklace was stolen by the Nephilim. That may not sound like the cause of great concern, but it was actually a powerfully enchanted item. I believe that it has been taken to their fort to the west. It is a huge fort, and the necklace might be anywhere within. If you can get my necklace and bring it back, we will reward you very, very well. Why is this necklace so valuable? It is no mere trinket. Each mayor of Avernum has one. They enable us to quickly receive messages from the castle. Carrying messages by hand through the underworld is intolerably slow. How did it get stolen? A Nephil assassin somehow slipped into the city. We still aren't sure how. He broke into my chambers, thinking I was asleep. I was not. I ran and shouted an alarm. His plan foiled, he fled, but not before he took the necklace. She thinks, of course he may not have wanted to kill me. He may have wanted the charm all along. How will you reward me? If you return my necklace, I will give you the greatest honor it is in my power to give. I will give you a crown token. That token will allow you to walk in Avernum's halls of power. I will do what I can. Be assured that I am grateful. Now excuse me, I must return to work. Okay, we're gonna do some quick exploring here. Anyone labeled talisman, soldier, guard, archer, you usually can't talk to anyway, so don't worry about that. But we are going to go down here where the portal pylon is and just make sure it's activated, even though we can't use it yet. We'll go ahead and steal these for the quest for Jin. And no one's going to see it anyway. Make sure they're equipped with thrown missiles. Alright, I'm not going to worry about that passageway because that will come into play a little bit later. Alright, let's grab another healing potion. Grab this rat skin helmet. We'll put that on Beatrix since she can't wear armor, but she can wear items like that. Help her. And like I said, we're not going to worry about taking that hidden passageway because that is something that will come into play a little bit later. But we are going to head back to Miles and tell him what we did, killing those rats. You report your victory over the rats to Miles. He is understandably very pleased. Ah, how many books you have saved this day. Oh, and food. Of course, food. As a reward, he gives you a pouch of coins and a pair of scrolls. Alright, we'll give that to our spellcasters to use. No jobs available, but let's go ahead and head out here. And the next stop, we're not going to do the Nephilim necklace quest yet, because I do want to go up here. Clear out that shading a little bit. And here we are now in the Cave of Mothrax, which we will cover in the next part. So I will see you all soon until then.